Hey everybody, it's Elijah here. I know it's been a while since I came on here and made a video. It's kind of funny. Someone chatted me out of the blue the other day to see how I was doing. So I realized, hey, I haven't made an update video in quite a while. Um, so yeah, the last video I made, I believe it was my dad was going through some health issues and I was holding my dose because I was going to be a possible living liver donor. Um, so after that video was made, um, I just held my dose. Didn't make any changes because I spoke to my doctor. And just to keep everything leveled out, I maintained all my medications just level across the board. And then I ended up traveling to see my dad. And yeah, we ended up going to a few hospitals. Um, he had some procedures and some surgeries done. And after that, things started getting a little better. So right now, I am actually still holding my dose just to make sure everything's still. And while I'm holding, I still have up and down days. I do, but nothing crazy. No tolerant symptoms, nothing like that. I feel pretty good. At this time, I'm down to about, no, hold on. What am I holding at? I gotta look at my sheet, but it's like 5.27 milligrams. So it's getting down there. But holding, I know that's a weird number to hold at, right? Like who holds it 5.27? But that number's fluctuated some, of course, plus or minus. But no, so far things are actually going quite well. The big problems I have still at this time, not constantly, of course, like when I have these little waves, and these waves I noticed as I watch them and journal them, it comes from stress. That's what causes my waves. So when I see that pattern, I know what it is. Now, of course, being on the benzo and been, tapering it how I was, of course, that has some symptoms to it. It's not easy, but I've started pinpointing, hey, when these certain things happen in life, stress, some depression, other factors, yeah, you get some waves, but I'll tell you what, going through things for the past few months, or more than a few months, with work, my dad, family, it's actually made me a lot stronger because I haven't been focusing on myself. I've been focusing on my family. And when you focus on them, that gives you a different mindset, and they're your main focus, right? You always want your family to be the main focus. And doing that, especially with my dad as an example, being there at the hospital, being a caregiver during his operations and procedures, there's so much going on that you don't think about, symptoms. At least I didn't, because they're depending on you, and you kind of have to step up a little bit. But I want to go back. Some of the symptoms I do have once in a while, a little tachycardia here and there, which is an elevated heart rate. Nothing crazy. I think a lot of that has to do with sometimes I focus on my heart rate, but not a persistent thing, maybe like once a week. But looking back at my trends before I started going through the crazy experience I did in 2021, I actually had a graph of what my heart rate was hourly, um, daily, etc. Because my watch kept track of it all, took the averages of my heart rate, and it's pretty much the same as it is now. It's pretty decent. But there's more to that. Another hard one is the morning. Mornings are always tough, and I can't figure this out. The mornings is just so exhausting. Like it's so hard to wake up. So hard to wake up. And I don't know what that is. But I just jotted down as one of the symptoms. It's not a fatigue feeling. It's just like you don't want to get out of bed. But I still get out of bed because I got to work. I got a full-time job. Um, but no panic. Some anxiety, but nothing that's not abnormal. Normal anxieties. So the holding, has it benefited me? Yes, it has. It let my body, well, actually gave my body a longer time to, I think, adjust without, I guess, falling back into a tolerance. But I will tell you where I came from to now, because I was like 30 something milligrams. I feel a whole lot better. I'm not in this, like what do you call it? The benzo numbing, when you took benzos and you feel that sense of calm. When I feel calm now, it's a natural calm. Even though there are bumps along the way. But it comes with the territory. And I was talking to my doctor the other day. I had an appointment with her, and she's a wonderful doctor. And thank God she's a benzo-wise doctor. She knows all about the ASHTON manual and all these other benzo guides. And no, she understands how crazy it is. She even has some patients, and she knows people that they get to the certain age, like, they're in their 70s, they're in their 80s, and she looks at the quality of life. And sometimes they're on 2 milligrams of Valium. Because her philosophy is, at such an old age, why are you going to rip somebody off? Nothing's wrong with their life. And where I'm going with that is, the goal is to get off benzos, right? I think sometimes people are on them so long that a whole change takes place in the body that some people just can't get off of them. And the goal is to be on the lowest dose. And of course, my goal is to get completely off, right? Because I'm on 4 different medications. And once again, I'll tell you what they are. I'm on Zoloft. I'm on Trazodone. I'm on Ambien. And the Valium. And I know that sounds like a huge concoction of stuff. But the thing I can tell you is I've changed none of my other medications because I've been focused on the benzo first and foremost. So since 2021, 2022, I can tell you from my personal experience, a slow snail pace taper has helped me drastically, completely drastically, because it's so slow. It's like I don't even think my body notices I'm going down. And you start to feel this, at least in my case, this cloud or this fog lifting. And there's times where my emotions are weird, like sometimes, once in a while, I don't feel joy. It's like I'm not sad, it's just I'm lacking the ability to feel pleasure, joy. And it doesn't last, but it's so annoying. And I think I'm having benzo brain because I can't remember the term for it, but it's, you know what it is, the lack of pleasure, the lack of feeling happy. I still have bouts of that, but I know what it is. So anybody going through that, you're not alone. You're not. So yeah, I don't know what my complete goal is or my plan is yet. I know the benzo was the first one I wanted to tackle. But if I can't get down to 0 immediately, I'll get to the lowest dose, and I want to start focusing on one of my other meds. And the reason I'm not doing my other medications is if something happens, I want to be able to know which medication is causing the problem. So I'm going to get my Valium down. And when I get to a nice low dose, or, low dose, there's really no low dose, but when I get down to a lower dose, I'm going to start tackling my Zoloft sertraline. Very small taper. And this is confusing for a lot of people. This is a rough journey. This is not an overnight thing. This becomes part of your life. It really does. And in a way where just, I guess it takes over your life. Like the point of going somewhere and always having to have medications with you. Like I'll show you right here. It's what I carry around. See that? Why the hell am I carrying around medication all the time? It's annoying having to worry about having enough, having to worry about pharmacies. It's aggravating. And some people legitimately need medications. We understand that. But it's so absurd, like the reason I went on this stuff. And it's, I got PTSD from the military. I got all this stuff, but it all stemmed from, it didn't stem from. I started having major sleeping issues. And I didn't know what it was, so a doctor put me on Valium, Take it whenever you need it, 5 milligrams. You're fine, take the Valium. So I started at 5 milligrams and worked up, and I didn't know what tolerance was. I really didn't. I was young. 5 milligrams, went to 10 milligrams, went to 15 milligrams, went to 20 milligrams, so on. And then after 13 years or so, I guess, I went cold turkey on everything. So it all stemmed from a bad period of insomnia from my PTSD. And if I knew what it was then, I would have dealt with it naturally. But as I always say, it is what it is. No, what time is it? It's 4 a.m. So, I just got back from I was out to see the group Kool and the Gang tonight. And that's not the original members, but one guy was there, the original member. His name's, his nickname's Kool. He's the bass player. And pretty much the founding member of Kool and the Gang. So that was a cool concert. Just attending shows. Like, I went to go see Billy Idol in concert, saw Christopher Cross, saw Toto, Men at Work, tonight Kool and the Gang. Things to keep yourself busy. And now the weather here in the Pacific Northwest is starting to get raining and gloomy, which doesn't help either, at least in my case. No, I don't want to keep dragging along here. I'm just talking. But no, I can tell you I'm fine. And I will let you know, I do think about each and every one of you all the time. I really do. A lot of times I distance myself from the whole Benzo deal, because constantly thinking about it doesn't do any good all the time, right? Because you don't want to get ruminating thoughts. I take it as it is. I guess it's part of life right now. And you got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So it's it's a process, everybody. There's a lot of you out there that may not be having problems, tapering or going through this. But there's also a vast majority of people that are having a very difficult time. And rest assured, please, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone through this. There's so many people that I talk to in a bunch of other countries that go through this, and we chat. And there's someone that's been off benzos I talked to for a couple years now, completely off benzos, and they're doing good, but they have such a rough time, and they go through some really bad waves. And I can't personally do anything for them, and it's tough, but just letting people know that you're an open ear and they can chat you whenever really helps. You got to keep, or being part of this, we got to keep ourselves motivated, right? We got to push each other. We all may be strangers in this journey, but in the end, we're all a big family. We are. We're all going through the same stuff. A lot of people don't understand what we're going through, except us, right? So we have to look out for each other. If someone's having a hard time in Australia, England, the Middle East, Asia, I'll chat them, or they'll chat me, and in a way that brings a sense of calm, knowing, okay, I'm not alone in this fight. But no matter what you're going through, just know there's people out there that care about you, and just try to surround yourself with positive people, which can be difficult sometimes, but like if you can find a group, even a close group of people that you can just talk to, and do that. If you need help, go seek the help. If you have to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. Look after your health, and don't be ashamed while you're going through this journey, because it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault. It's a hassle. It's a pain in the butt, but it's you know what? It's a pill, right? Or pills. And looking at this pill, right? You can see it, or you can't. Sorry, it's blurry. Benzo. This does not define who we are. Remember, it's a pill. It's a medication. And while our bodies have if you've been taking a long time, and most of the people, our body changes from taking it, right? But I noticed when tapering, just trying to find that balance of how fast our body reacts to these changes, and how you react. So I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I just wanted to come on here and make a video for everybody. But things are going good. They are. There's some, there's always problems going on with people and families and life in general. But just thought I'd make that update, everybody. I'll quit blabbing. But I'll make another update video soon for all of you. But I appreciate you being a part of this channel, group, journey. And just know you're not alone in this. You're not. And you know what? When you're feeling down and you're not happy and you just feel like crap, you know what? Put a smile on your face. Even if you can't, smile. It changes a lot. Even if you've got a fake laugh, fake smile in a way, just do it. And try to trick your brain a little bit, right? Do anything you can to help rewire it and show it something new. Like, I can't smile, but I'm smiling, right? So yeah, but that's all I have, everybody. And I hope all of you are doing okay. And, just keep happy, right? As much as you can. As much as you can. If you're going through a rough patch and you know somebody else going through a rough patch, just reach out to each other. Even if you're feeling like crap, because we're all in this big journey together. So I love each and every one of you. We're going to get through this. And yeah, stay happy, y'all. All right? And we'll talk soon. God bless. Peace.